everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. This y'all Shorty Racheal. Listen, man, I had to get on here this morning. I'm trying to see, like, what can we do as parents? We need more parents to, make a stand, do something. We got to come together. We got to figure out how we going to help our youth. Because I'm going to be very honest. Right now, a lot of our youth is suffering from depression. Is suffering from a lot of things right now, and a lot of the pain that they're feeling isn't even theirs. Like, a lot of these kids are feeling like they're the blame to whatever the problem is that's occurring in their household, and they shouldn't feel like that. A lot of them refuse to take therapy. They don't want to go to therapy. A lot of these kids are like, listen, there's good parents out here. There's a lot of parents out here that are making stands, that are speaking up like me. Like, a lot of people out here, like people that are subbed up to me and much more. Um, but we really need to come together and really talk, right? Because what's crazy is, right, maybe me and you could sit here and just chill with Mary Jane and not get another habit, right? But what seems to be messed up is, guys, that these kids, they start off with weed. And from weed, they start, mixing that joint up. And some of them, I've seen it. They mixing it with coke. Some of them is mixing it with rocks. I'm like, yo, they so young. Like, yo, these kids, teens, hooked on coke, hooked on rocks. Yo, as I was riding down the bus, that's what made me get on this live. I seen like maybe 3 to 4 teens in a corner dragging themselves like if they was a zombie. Yo, like that shit was crazy. Like, you know what that is? That's the heroin addiction. And we need to do something. Like, these kids taking pills, these kids are popping anything they can take to try. They think they can ease the pain. They think they can ease the pain, and it's not the way out. Like, and it doesn't matter if you're a good parent, because you could be the best influence out here for your kids, but when your kids are out here in these streets, listen, school has started, and a lot of these kids, they look up to their friends' parents too, not just you as a parent. They do look up to more than one person. So let's not just think that it's only one person that these kids look up to. And what's crazy is that sometimes the other people that these kids look up to out here, it's not a good influence for our kids. Like, they really not. I've noticed it myself with my own child. Like, I've been trying to keep him away from the people that are not good for him. But at the end of the day, you can't keep the whole world away from your child. Like, you can't protect them. They have to see what's out here. Sometimes you have to let them bump their heads. But as a mother, it's like, damn, man, I don't want my child to feel this. I don't want my child to go through this. Like, a mother's prayer every night is that, their child becomes a better person than what they is today, than what they was yesterday, to better themselves, to be able to depend on themselves, to be able to, create a family of their own when they get older. So always make sure that, one of the biggest prayers that we have is that our child comes back home. That we never get a knock on the door saying that, we have to build a casket for our child. But lately, that's what's happening. Lately, like, I could really sit here and tell y'all, guys, that a lot of these kids are turning to these drugs. And it starts off with weed, yes, and it's fucked up to say, but we're going to have to do something about it. Because these kids do not know how to deal with whatever pain they're going through. And in my opinion, a lot of these kids are not just dealing with whatever pain they're going through, they're also feeling their friends' pain, their homies' pain, like their sister's pain, their brother's pain. Like, believe it or not, a lot of these kids are more united than us adults, and we should learn from that. We should be ashamed because we have not been able to come together and figure out how can we help our youth. Like, how can we prevent them from turning to these drugs? We got motherfuckers out here putting kids, like, putting kids out here to sell drugs. I've seen this shit myself. Can't nobody tell me all that's not true. I've seen this shit myself. Like, motherfuckers out here in their 30s trying to walk up to a child, a teen. Try this. Let me know how you like it. Come on, man. We're going to have to do something because we're going to lose our kids to a casket. Not a jail cell. We're going to lose our kids to a casket. Like, the depression is really that bad. It's like, I know Philly is not the only one going through it. There's more cities, there's more states where y'all notice that y'all kids is going through this depression to the point where they're turning to just nothing but drugs. And you know who's giving it to them? The adults. I just wanted to get on here to say that, y'all. We need to figure out what to do. We need to figure out how to help our kids. But till next time, this is Shorty Racheal. I hope all of y'all have a blessed and humble day. I hope all of y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. Like, I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on off of, after work and talk a little more. Maybe I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna make a promise and say I'm gonna get on, but when I get off work, I'm gonna see if I get on this John and talk a little bit more about what I'm seeing and my concern when it comes to our youth. And yes, I have a big concern, especially when my child is out here and my child, wants to enjoy it a little bit, but like, look at the influence that's around them, y'all. All right, when I get off work, I will talk to y'all and let me know what y'all think. How can we come together as parents? We need to really come together and figure this out.